All right, I'm going to take on one of the hottest debated topics out there right now, and it's politics. No, I'm not that crazy. I'm not going to be talking about politics. I'm going to be talking about the other hot topic, which is interest rates. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I'm not exactly going to be looking into the camera as I normally try to do, but the best thing to do here is to show you what I'm talking about versus telling you what I'm talking about. So I wanted to actually show you the numbers of what happens when we have rates that are so high right now. And yes, the payment seems to be high, but the cost of waiting is even more costly. So go ahead and take a look at the numbers here, right? So we know that homes have been appreciating in Northern Colorado a little over 5%. So let's be conservative because we know we still have a seller's market. Homes are still going up in value. Yes, not a lot of homes are selling, but there's also, but the number of buyers are outpacing the sellers. So there's actually more buyers than sellers. The supply and demand ratio is in favor of sellers. There is still upward pressure on prices in certain price points. So if we look at that, particularly the $500,000 price point is still in high demand. So if we're conservative and say that the home's going to appreciate at 4.15% over a year, which is 2% over the next 6 months, or let's look at even 3 years of appreciation. So if our home today is 500,000, it would be 577. So if you look at the loan amount, would also go up, obviously. The down payment would go up, as our rates, as we are patient, waiting for those rates to come down into the fives. This is what's going to happen over the next 3 years if we have that appreciation as we're anticipating with the supply and demand ratios as they are. So what does that mean to our payment? Here we are thinking that we're being smart. We're waiting for rates to get down to the fives in order for our payments to drop. Well, guess what? The price of the home went up. So the loan amount that's going to be based on also went up. So our payment, yes, it does go down, but not by a whole lot. And the key here is to what that ends up costing over time. It ends up costing us about $91,000 because not only are we losing that appreciation that's going to happen over the next 3 years, but also the principal reduction that that we didn't start until 3 years from now is also an opportunity lost. Not even considering the write-off of the taxes, the tax benefit of owning a home. So there's that factor as well. So I'm going to include this this little PDF in the email that you're going to be able to see, so that you could spend more time in detail looking at this, and so that you and I could also have a nice fun debate of the cost of waiting. Does it make sense to buy now, or should I wait for rates to come down? But that's a a tricky one. I would bet that this is going to be pretty darn close to this, to what the cost is going to be over the next 3 years. That it's going to be, you'll be kicking yourself. So if you know someone who's on the fence thinking about buying, but hasn't pulled the trigger because rates are too high, I would highly recommend that you forward this to them and have them talk to me, have them talk to the lender who put this together, so that we could help guide them to making the right financial decision. That waiting is not always the best answer. The other thing that we know for sure is when rates do come down, we've got hundreds of people that are saying, I'm going to wait till rates come down. And what happens? All of those buyers are going to be buying at the same time, which is definitely going to be driving demand up and prices up. And we're going to get into that crazy market that we had, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Of course, we're not going to see rates in the 2s or 3s, but when they do come down into the 5s, it's going to be that feeding frenzy all over again. And it's just better to act now, not wait. And here's some financial proof of that. So thanks for checking out this video. And if you have any questions, of course, don't hesitate to give us a call. Look forward to it. Thanks so much.
Location, Kittle.